CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at CNETv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword. It's a beautiful day and I welcome you to yet another edition of the show. It is called Crypto Daily, coming from your super classic station, CNETv, one talk station when it comes to the ecosystem. Of course, on Crypto Daily, we look at the trendings, happenings around the ecosystem. Of course, we use that likes of CoinTelegraph, Coindex Extra, and many more to ascertain what is happening in the ecosystem. Coindex Extra, sister station, CoinTelegraph, CoinDesk, Crypto Globe, and many more. We look at them. Of course, we use them to draw submissions as regards what is trending in the ecosystem. My name is Emmanuel Ogundele, and of course, we expect Mr. Paul Izafulukwe to join us in the course of the show today. Of course, when he's available, bring him live once and for all, and of course to the show. We'll go on a break now. When we come back, I start with my first story or my first paper talking about Coindex Extra. Don't go anywhere. Please join us again. The ecosystem is saturated with a lot of trending stories and events, from blockchain to fintech and even cryptocurrency. However, there is the need to get viewers updated on the happenings in the ecosystem. So join us on this platform for crypto updates, Mondays to Saturdays by 2 p.m. West African time on CNETv, to get analysis as regards trending stories from several media outlets, from CoinTelegraph to Coindex Extra, Crypto Globe, and more. Crypto Daily, the program depicting the ecosystem. CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at CNETv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword. Welcome back. I've got a report written us at the moment says that, of course, our guest is actually indisposed at the moment, but we'll keep our fingers crossed and see how it will eventually be. Talking about Mr. Paul is here for is actually, it should be around, but one or two reasons it may be late or not around, but anyway, we'll keep the show. I mean, while on Friday we expect to have Dr. Antonio Brema, who's been nominated for FinTech, African FinTech Award there. We expect also to have him in the building, just about countdown to the say in-era launching. I've got a lot of people are talking as regards that, so keep monitoring and see how it goes as regards that one. All right, so let's go straight to business. I take my first story coming from Coins Extra today, and I have this one from EST Global. Of course, it's a picture story of the guys, and you can see a tractor, you see farmland, farm produce, and likes here at the moment. Okay, EST Global of Dr. Sindor alongside Under Global and AFCTA Policy Network partners on agribusiness in Africa. That story in a quest to further deploy state-of-art technological innovations that will drive the financial inclusion, promote digital evolution and fintech revolution across the globe. Dr. Sindhu Bashkar has, of course, has done something very important by going with the way things are done at the moment. Of course, we look at that one there. Dr. Sindhu is okay. We're going to break now. We'll come back. I'll take. Okay, I was saying Dr. Sindhu in a quest is doing what is important as the case may be. But okay, as regards that one, Dr. Sindhu, okay, he says that it's done a remarkable thing, having seen that there is an urgent need to bridge the digital divide by digitizing the entire agricultural supply chain and promoting financial inclusion in Africa and the rest of the world. This has therefore made EST Global now to tap into the agricultural sector in Africa. Of course, a story to be recalled that Dr. Sindhu Bashkar is the chairman of CEO of EST, CEO of EST Group, EST Global Incorporated, leading firm in banking and financial sector, started with responsibility of developing tools that encompasses every segment of banking. Furthermore, EST Global is a firm of Sindhu and known for making Banking United sovereign and secure. Of course, that story goes, it's just about the fact that Dr. Sindhu is EST Global. Of course, the likes of Under Global that belongs to Awasum, and of course, the AFCTA African Policy Network, of course, are coming together to do what is very important, if you ask me. Of course, Louisio Aful, the Group Executive Director of African Continental Free Trade Policy, and Anthony Watson of Under Global, both partnered Dr. Sindhu EST Global, just in way to further showcase agriculture to the entire world from Africa. And of course, don't forget that Watson and of course Louis Yoafu are both in Ghana, and of course they are set to take Africa through agri business. Of course, what makes them different is that, or unique rather, is the inclusion of having their own agri stuff or business on a blockchain, which is like one of the first kind in Africa, if you ask me. Sindhu, on one hand, is doing a lot. Of course, it's doing more in India. I know he just finished one in India. Now, coming to Africa is a good one, if you ask me, for Dr. Sindhu Bashkar there. All right, that's there. Of course, having to partner with Awatam, Johnson Anthony Awatam of ANDA, and of course, putting in Louis Joafu, Group Executive Director of African Continental Free Trade Policy, is a good one. And of course, we expect that this partnership will in turn yield big fruit, and of course affect the African Black nation continent as a whole. All right, so that story is coming from Coins Extra. You can read that story. We'll go on a break now. We'll come back. We'll take more stories from our Coins Extra because we have a lot to talk about today. We'll expect the poll to join us, but any which way, we'll see how it goes in the course of the show. We'll go on a break now. We'll come back. We'll take more stories. Join us again. How much do you need? Go. Eh? Oh, can you look at this? Oh, actually, you must ask me. I will font size the way it makes sense. I will understand.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning, and I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of many series of our banking and blockchain program. My name is Lubumi, and I'll be your host. This series is proudly brought to you by CNETv, and we'll be having it every Thursday, 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Banking has experienced significant growth and development over the last few decades. We'll be looking at a lot of topics, and we'll be bringing in experts from all around the world to discuss how blockchain can be applied to banking, use cases that can be used for blockchain in banking. Now, first, blockchain is not a cryptocurrency. Blockchain and Bitcoin are two different things. Blockchain is a technology, Bitcoin or every other cryptocurrencies are currencies, and these currencies are built on blockchain technology.
Today we are going to be discussing more. We are going to be delving more into financial services. Why is blockchain not mainstream in Africa? Why are financial services companies and banks in Africa are not using blockchain as much as we've spoken about the applications and the use cases? And here I have a very amazing person. When you hear about BTC King, that is the man, that's D Duncan. But generally, what do you think the challenges are? Because it's expected that such a technology that carries such power and can give us such a huge solution to a lot of our problems is not mainstream yet. Like it's not being used. So what are the challenges that you see to it being mainstream?
Remove the fear, right? Lean into the technology from an understanding component. Really take time to sink your teeth, sink your mind and your spirit into it to understand, okay, how can blockchain technology help my local citizens in my banking community, in my city, in my town, in my state, and in my country? These are questions that we should ask.
Welcome back. You're still watching Crypto Daily from CNETv. And of course, your number one talk station when it comes to cryptocurrency, fintech, and false blockchain, and e-gaming, esports, and the likes. We do it here live and direct. And I'm going straight to another story coming from Coins Extra, and it says that cross-chain platform raises $2.5 million to accelerate rollout of NFT and gaming APIs. Okay, IDEXO, a cross-chain platform that provides APIs for apps to easily integrate NFTs and its marketplaces, has raised $2.5 million. A price release of September 15 reveals. Okay, according to the team, the funds will go towards building cross-chain NFT and API, promoting the adoption of the technology which can find application beyond just in the real economy through IDEXO developers can quickly integrate NFTs and NFT marketplaces into apps connecting the team. Said, of course, let me quote them. We are grateful for the confidence many visionary investors have shown, and of course, we have been able to leverage their myriad talent as well as investment to gain insights, introductions, and advice that continue to help us execute at a lightning pace in growing our community through NFTs, building out our roadmap, and now signing up new CDK customer partners. That's a quote coming from there. Among participating crypto funds are Outlier Ventures, Moon Whale Ventures, Black Dragon, I beg your pardon, Eat Capital, 11 others. Jamie Boka of Outlier Venture believes that the IDEXO team has what it takes to eliminate the complexities of individuals' blockchain. That's coming from that platform that you can read through and get to understand that. Okay, let's go to another story coming from Solana. He says that this is coming from Solana. Of course, Solana, another very important coin in the market there. Of course, very important coin in the market. Talking about Solana. All right, let me take that one there. Talking about Solana. It says that Solana price experiences temporary bounce as SOL contemplates retesting SUB other dollar levels. That story is also coming from that angle there. Of course, you have three riders there. Solana price witnesses the first meaningful correction in its 876% bull run. We have a breakdown of the $119.26 demand barrier. Will knock SL down at $95.94. For a successful successful reclaim of the $147 resistance level as a support floor will be available. The bullish, of course, these are stories that things that are available. If you ask me, as regards that one there, so it's just that. Of course, you can go through them and get to enjoy every bit. So we'll leave that for now. We'll go to another one coming from Coinix Extra. All this story, you can actually get them on Coinix Extra. If you ask me, on global banks oppose crypto capital requirement rules set out by Basel Committee. Basel should be in Turkey or Cyprus. I can't really recall. Okay, global banks oppose crypto capital requirement rules set out by Basel Committee. That's what is coming from that angle there. Talking about where it is there. Coinix Extra. There. All right, let me go straight to another point there. And I have this one. Okay, I need to go on a break now. I need to go on a break now. When I come back from this break, I'm looking at many other stories so that I can watch on this platform. Don't go anywhere, please. Okay. My producer said I have to take another story from Coinix Extra. But let me tell you that we'll be looking at what we'll call for this break. Okay, we'll look at Coin Telegraph and then Coin Desk also. And we'll know what's pumping or what's happening, courtesy of Coin Telegraph or Coin Desk. What are the trending stories that are there on Coin Telegraph and Coin Desk? All this and more you get on the show today, talking about Crypto Daily. Don't go anywhere. Please join us again.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at cnetv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning, and I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of many series of our banking and blockchain program. My name is Olubumi, and I'll be your host. This series is proudly brought to you by CNETv, and we'll be having it every Thursday, 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Banking has experienced significant growth and development over the last few decades. We'll be looking at a lot of topics, and we'll be bringing in experts from all around the world to discuss how blockchain can be applied to banking, use cases that can be used for blockchain in banking. Now, first, blockchain is not a cryptocurrency. Blockchain and Bitcoin are two different things. Blockchain is a technology, Bitcoin or every other cryptocurrencies are currencies, and these currencies are built on blockchain technology.
Today we are going to be discussing more, we are going to be delving more into financial services. Why is blockchain not mainstream in Africa? Why are financial services companies and banks in Africa are not using blockchain as much as we've spoken about the applications and the use cases? And here I have a very amazing person. When you hear about BTC King, that is the man, that's D. Duncan. But generally, what do you think the challenges are? Because it's expected that such a technology that carries such power and can give us such a huge solution to a lot of our problems is not mainstream yet, like it's not being used. So what are the challenges that you see to it being mainstream?
Remove the fear, right? Lean into the technology from an understanding component. Really take time to sink your teeth, sink your mind and your spirit into it to understand, okay, how can blockchain technology help my local citizens in my banking community, in my city, in my town, in my state, and in my country? These are questions that we should ask.
Welcome back to the show, Crypto Daily, coming from your super classic station, CNETv. Let me let you know that, of course, we're open to sponsorship. You can come, of course, drop your sponsorship advert. We'll play it to the global space, yeah, on this platform, coin section, of course, CNETv. In case you just join in, you can download our TV application from your Google Play Store or your iOS. It is called CNETv. Just go to your Google Play Store, type CNETv, CNETv. You will see it there on Google Play Store or your iOS to be live there. And of course, for those watching on Coins Extra, thank you very much for joining us from that platform. Let's go straight to the next paper. It is coming from CoinDesk, and it says 76ers become second NBA team to link crypto at patch deal. Recall that apart from Philadelphia 76ers, one other team, of course, will be putting that log on its share, talking about crypto at patch. Of course, we expect that Portland Trail Blazers will also do that on the show, of course, when the series starts next month. And of course, we know that Toronto Raptors have launched their tokens. What I'm noticing is that a lot of clubs, UFC, football clubs, NBA clubs, country football like Alba Celeste of Argentina, and then Arsenal, name it, have launched that token just to tell you that everyone is going digital. So as it were, but as regards this one, 76ers, and the next one, they will launch and putting a crypto ad patch on their jersey when it starts next month. Talking about NBA in America. All right, let me take that story now. The Philadelphia 76ers announced on Wednesday that crypto logo will be emblazoned on all teams' uniforms. And of course, the Sixers joined the Portland Trail Blazers, which inked a deal with crypto exchange site StopX earlier this year in rocking crypto branding. All right, it's just the latest major crypto brand activation in the world of sports, with FTX and other making a land grab for sport fans everywhere. Okay, the Sixers partnership with crypto.com is for 6 good years, and of course, an exchange representative told CoinDesk the deal's cost was not disclosed, though a source with knowledge tells CoinDesk it is valued at 8 figures annually. 8 figures, that's 1,000 million billion. Okay, 1,000 million, and of course, hundreds of millions. That's what we're getting. The pounds or dollars, I do not know. Recall that Manchester City, of course, have launched the fan token, and many other clubs too. Don't forget Paris Saint-Germain, the old ladies, Juventus, and the likes, of course, have the fan token. And of course, we're expecting this guy to stylishly go into cryptocurrencies, and of course, start to use them, be part. And good on for this club, talking about 76, Philadelphia 76, and of course, Portland Trail Blazers for looking into this direction. That story, you can get it on CoinDesk for today. He says that 76 has become second NBA team to link or to ink crypto ad patch deal. That story, you have it on CoinDesk today. Now, I'm leaving that story to go to another one here. It says that a blockchain infrastructure firm, Blockchain Nabs, $1.3 billion valuation in $155 million funding round. Okay, blockchain infrastructure firm Diamond Nabs, $1.3 billion valuation in. That reminds me, a lot of guys now are looking at blockchain as the future. And of course, to tell you that if you're a banker, if you're anywhere, what you're doing, you need to start thinking about blockchain. Recall that in Singapore, any minute certificate is gotten back via blockchain. Recall that in UAE, that's Dubai, that lost passport or are reissued via blockchain. Recall that in Saudi Arabia, petroleum or crude oil is sold via blockchain, meaning that everything is going digital. And of course, know that Nigeria will be launching its e-Naira in about 13 days. That's wrong, about 9 days from now. Next week, Friday, that's October 1, it will be launching its e-Naira. But that's, by the way, just tell you that the power of blockchain. And I want to believe that the e-Naira is built on blockchain. Meanwhile, we're supposed to have a guest, Mr. Paul Ejaflokwe, the team lead of OKEX Africa. Unfortunately, he's not around, but I hope he joins us in the course of the show today. Now, back to blockchain has raised $155 million in a Series B capital round at a valuation of $1.3 billion. The provider of blockchain staking infrastructure said yesterday. And of course, the company said it will use the capital to expand its teams in Singapore, Japan, the UK, and Germany, and to make strategic acquisitions that would enable it to build out its tech at stack. Block Demon also said that its valuation makes it the biggest blockchain infrastructure company in the world for node management and staking. And of course, it continues by saying SoftBank Vision Fund 2 led the Series B round, which also included Matrix Capital, Management, Sapphire Ventures, and Morgan Creek Digital seed investors. It goes on like that. Of course, this latest a large infusion of capital will ensure that we continue to having stuff to with La Liga Santander. I got it correctly there. La Liga Santander. Okay, we'll go on a break now. It's very important. We'll go on a break now. When we come back from this break, we'll go to this story talking about Depa Labs having something with La Liga Santander, and of course, NBA. Don't go anywhere. It is still Crypto Daily coming from a super classic station, CNETv Extra and CNETv. Don't go anywhere. Join us again.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at cnetv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword.
Okay, it's still the show talking about our Crypto Daily coming from a super classic session. Back to what we're talking about before we went on that break. Of course, when you have producers that are crazy in the building, expect to see anything anytime. Of course, that's an ironic statement to my producer there. Because I'm not saying it's crazy, but of course, when a man is should be doing the info and watching like what we expect to see is watching Instagram. All right, that's by the way. We'll go straight to the next one. They're talking about the case of Nayib Bukele, talking about the man here. No, let's leave that. Let's talk about Dapper Labs. Now, Dapper Labs set to reach $7.6 billion valuation in 250 million funding round. Of course, I said Dapper. That's the NBA top shot and Flow Blockchain announced a deal with Spain's top soccer La Liga, Santander, earlier. Okay, Dapper Labs has closed a $250 million funding round. The company behind NBA top shot and the Flow Blockchain said on Wednesday. That's today. And of course, Kote Culture led the raise, which also included and the racing Arrowit and Google's GV and of course version 1 Ventures, according to a source familiar with the deal. Dapper Labs received $7.6 billion valuation. Of course, we've proved the concept, which is why our investors are so eager to partner with us. Roam Jare Goslu, CEO of Dapper, told CoinDesk in an interview today. That story is coming from CoinDesk. If you ask me, you can get it there. And the last story coming from CoinDesk before I switch to Cointelegraph. It says Ricardo Floppy Pony, Spaniard released by U.S. court, actively working on return to South Africa. That guy is somebody to talk about anytime. Of course, when it comes to internet and Floppy Pony is one guy that is known. Of course, he's been having issues with the law firm in USA, South Africa for long now. Okay, let's see what it has to say as regards that one. Okay, although according to what we're getting, the requirement or document has not been given to the South African government, but we'll keep our fingers crossed to see how the guy talking about Sputnik Let me just take the story here. It says Ricardo Spaknin, also known by his internet handle Floppy Pony, has been released by U.S. court and is actively working with his lawyers to return to his home country of South Africa. I know it's in Tunisia. That CoinDesk confirms Spaknin was released. The release provides Spaknin some freedom, at least temporarily, while he attempts to address this matter and put it behind him once and for all. All right. According to court document filed yesterday, the U.S. had not received the required document from the South African government by this week's deadline, and as such, Spaknin has been allowed to take up residence in the Middle District of Tunisia. Spaknin must also appear in court as required and must surrender as dedicated or directed order to be extradited to South Africa. The fling for that state. And of course, the former Monero maintainer was arrested in Nashville 10 on July 20 at the request of South Africa authorities and charged for crimes related to the crypto industry. Of course, what we're told is that Spaknin, when he was working in a crypto, kept cookies there, but unfortunately, he was diverting the money for the crypto for another. So that actually led to him he fled the country, and of course, out for his extradition. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. Talking about the case of this man Spaknin. It's a long thing, and then we'll keep our fingers crossed and see how it will eventually turn to be. I'm going to be very fast now because no time to check time. I may not have to go to any break. I will just have to switch to CoinTelegraph in no time because CoinTelegraph is already around the corner. And I'm going to look at CoinTelegraph now and look at what's trending from CoinTelegraph. CoinTelegraph has a lot of stories, if you ask me. Bitcoin. Okay, let me first tell you that Bitcoin is being sold for $42,311 at the moment. I am super shocked, if you ask me. But analysts say it's just a test of flash in the pipe that Bitcoin will get to $100,000 this year. I've had Don Chawa talk about it. I've had Samuel Joseph talk about it. I've had I didn't ask Dr. Frank Obrema. I've had Lee Chema talk about it. I've had Black and Blockchain Man for me talk about it. But we'll see, keep our fingers crossed. It's always 70, 100, 70, 100. Let's see how it goes. I've got Mr. Paul Javelukweto has talked about it too. So we keep our fingers crossed and see how it will eventually turn a bit. Now I'm going to go to CoinTelegraph, but that will be after this break, a very short break. And of course, I'll come to take 3 or 4 stories on CoinTelegraph. If you're watching CNETv, in case you've not downloaded our TV application, you're doing very, very wrong. It's very important. Go to your Google Play Store or your iOS and download CNETv application and make sure you watch all our trending night shows every day, Mondays to Saturdays. I can assure you, interviews are there. Crypto Daily, of course, is there. News 2 p.m. and 12 and of course 4 p.m. West African time is there. Crypto Daily Market Updates, of course, is also there. You can get all the stuffs, Kotti or CNETv here. We'll go on a break now. When we come back, I will take more stories of 2 or 3 stories and I'll call it quick on the show. Don't go anywhere. Please join us again. Watching the show, it is called Crypto Daily, coming from a super classic station, CNETv, and of course, Coins Extra. We always here to give you nothing but the best on the show, anytime, every time, all days, of course, every day. All right, I'm going straight to CoinTelegraph now. I have the first story. NFT gaming platform Starpunk successfully raised $1.8 $8 million launching on Dow Markers SH01 Gate startup. That story is there too. And of course, still the animated picture coming from Cointelegraph there. It's very beautiful, if you ask me. Of course, the market for NFTs surged to new highs in the second quarter of 2021 with $2.5 billion in sales in the first half of the year, up from just $13.7 million in the first half of 2020, says Yuang Nguyen, CEO of Startpunk, there. So you can read that story and get to understand more. 200 smart contract on Cardano. Wow, but there's a catch. All right, that's what we're getting. 200 smart contract on Cardano, but there's a catch there. Of course, more than 200 smart contracts have been listed on the Cardano blockchain explorer following the Alonso upgrade on Monday. Okay, but there is a catch. What a catch? As of now, the 200 smart contracts listed are in time lock and cannot be used by developers until they are released. Of course, that's as got that one. The virtual app currently puts the number of smart contracts ready to be launched to more than 2,200 smart contracts there. And of course, smart contracts have been a long anticipated feature on Cardano since its launch in 2017. And the functionality was finally enabled with the recent Alonso at fork there. Okay, that's what we get in there. 200 smart contract on Cardano, but there is a catch. That story is on coming from Cointelegraph, and you can read more as the case may be. One River Digital raises $41 million from Goldman Sachs and Coinbase. That story is also there. One River Digital raises $41 million from Goldman Sachs and Coinbase. That also there too. Of course, that story is there too. You can read that story if you ask me. One River Digital, a cryptocurrency focused hedge fund offering exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum, has closed its first funding round after launching last year. One River Digital President Sebastian B confirmed today, that the company has raised $41 million in the Series A financing round from investors, including Goldman Sachs and, of course, Coinbase Ventures. That story is also there. Other investors included American Diversified Global Insurer, Liberty Mutual Insurance, and an alternative investment management firm, Infinity Investment Partners, as One River Digital announced September 21. That story is coming from Cointelegraph today. It says the One River Digital raises $41 million from Goldman Sachs and Coinbase. You can read that story more. And then Ohio to host BIT Mining's new 85 megawatt Bitcoin mining facility. Ohio in America to host BIT Mining's new 85 megawatt Bitcoin mining facility. That's in Ohio. That, of course, BTC mining company Bit Mining plans to invest $12.14 million to develop an 85 megawatt crypto mining center in Ohio. All right, this much on the show today. I'm sorry, we need to stop there. We have a show by 3 p.m. West African time. But before we go on a break now, when we come back, I will say my final verbiage on the show. It is called Daily Crypto. I beg your pardon, Crypto Daily, coming from your super classic station, CNETv, CNETv. We'll go on a break and we'll come back. I will say my final verbiage. Don't go anywhere, join us again.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning, and I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of many series of our banking and blockchain program. My name is Olubumi, and I'll be your host. This series is proudly brought to you by CNETv, and we'll be having it every Thursday, 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Banking has experienced significant growth and development over the last few decades. We'll be looking at a lot of topics, and we'll be bringing in experts from all around the world to discuss how blockchain can be applied to banking use cases that can be used for blockchain in banking.
Nigeria.
Now, first, blockchain is not a cryptocurrency. Blockchain and Bitcoin are two different things. Blockchain is a technology. Bitcoin or every other cryptocurrencies are currencies. These currencies are built on blockchain technology.
Today we are going to be discussing more. We are going to be delving more into financial services. Why is blockchain not mainstream in Africa? Why are financial services companies and banks in Africa are not using blockchain as much as we've spoken about applications and the use cases? And here I have a very amazing person. When you hear about BTC King, that is the man, that's D. Duncan. But generally, what do you think the challenges are? Because it's expected that such a technology that carries such power and can give us such a huge solution to a lot of our problems is not mainstream yet, like it's not being used. So what are the challenges that you see to it being mainstream?
Remove the fear, right? Lean into the technology from an understanding component. Really take time to sink your teeth, sink your mind and your spirit into it to understand, okay, how can blockchain technology help my local citizens in my banking community, in my city, in my town, in my state, and in my country? These are questions that we should ask.
All right, that's what we can take. Before I go, let me let you know that the price of Bitcoin at the moment is still $42,000, $42,211, and of course we have extra for $2,937 of Ripple, $93.93. Beg your pardon, and of course that's what we're saying at the moment. All right, let me let you know that by 3 p.m. West African taxing, having a show called 30 minutes in Dash with Felix Mango. It promises to be very interesting today because the show talking about 30 minutes in Dash is an educating, informative, of course, a show that orientators in the ecosystem, and of course, as regards Dash, as also by 3 p.m. West African time, join Dash on this station, of course, on this platform, CNETv Connect Extra for 30 minutes in Dash. You don't want to miss it, if you ask me. All right, that's what you can take on this platform. Many thanks for watching the show. On behalf of all of us in the building, from Elite, and of course the Lee CEO, Elite, and of course Ekene, to my producer in the building, talking about Red One, of course, the chair with that. Don't forget Maria, and of course me, Sister Da. Thank you for watching the show. My name is Emmanuel Ogundele. At 4 p.m. West African time, we'll have news at the top of the hour. Thank you for watching. Have a fun-filled day, and bye for now.
Good evening, everyone. This is Felix with 30 Minutes in Dash. I'm so happy to be back. I hope you too. We have a fantastic plan for tonight. We have a great guest because we are talking about something that is really important for me personally, which is translating blockchain into human language. And I think we all from the blockchain, we guys from the blockchain have a very big talent for liking technical terms and for very much enjoying all this technical world and this back end that we're building for the new internet. But I've often realized that many people outside of our little bubble really struggle to understand what the hell we are talking about, why is it important what we build, and what can you do with it. I think since DeFi and since this year has brought up 1 billion or 1 trillion other new possibilities in the blockchain space, I'm sure this has not gotten any easier. So this is why I'm very happy to have a good friend, our guest and tonight, Slavi Kalva. He's a co-host of The Human and Machine. It's a podcast. He's in the crypto space for a long time, and I guess he has moved himself slowly but very deeply into it. Welcome, Slavi. How are you?
Thank you very much.
Good to have you here. As I said in my intro, you are the guy to tell us what blockchain is about, because obviously we blockchain guys always very much fail to explain it. Maybe start with yourself, explain us what you do, how you came to the blockchain space, and yeah, what is on your heart.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was one of the many that was a denier. I was like, this thing cannot be real, right? And my exposure, as most people's exposure has been or was Bitcoin first, right? So I was like, Bitcoin? What do you mean? I didn't, because I couldn't understand the basics, the fundamentals, and no one could really explain them to me, right? I was like, no, this is just this is a scam, right? It's just hype. And I was of this idea, unfortunately, for too many years. Had I understood this early, probably I would be rich, very, very rich, right? Because I could have moved a lot of money into Bitcoin, and 5-10 years later, I would be extremely wealthy. But well, we pay the price of the ignorance and our personal ignorance, right? So, and that's one. That was the first exposure, obviously. Second exposure came actually with you, my friend, when you started talking Dash, right? You started saying Dash. It was like, what, Dash what? And I remember you said, hey, bro, you're welcome. We're building something new here. I was like, what are we building? I mean, what is it, right? And again, I think it's important to recognize one's mistakes, right? Again, I didn't jump enough on the wagon, not enough, right? Not personally, but as you know, we were probably one of the few restaurants or the first restaurants or establishments at all in Bangkok, my brother and I, that started accepting Dash as a way of payment in our Mexican restaurant, right? So in a way, at least we opened that, right? My brother understood a lot more, right? And so we started getting Dash as payment. I cannot say, good enough things about Dash, right? Moving this way, being very proactive to explain people, right? That we could actually receive this new money, right? So that was a second exposure with you. Again, do I regret it? Do I regret not jumping in? Of course I do, very much. But at least the third time, I got to jump in it, and I think what you said is just very true. You guys enjoy so much your jargon, and it's kind of like it's a differentiator, right? Like you said, I'm so cool because I understood all these things, and we all of us are like, oh my god. But you guys are always talking about adoption and problem being, adoption being a problem, and not more people coming being a problem. But you kind of everyone in the blockchain space kind of fence themselves in your little turf, right? And I don't think it's a matter of ego. It's just a matter of once you understand it, as a technical, most people are technical, they just don't want to make the effort to translate it to human language, to something everyone can relate to. Yeah.
Fantastic. There was a lot of points I want to unwrap with you today, actually, and there's a lot of good things you mentioned. I mean, maybe first of all, Claudia and me, there really is a background story. We know each other for a very, very long time. And really, when we first started in Bangkok to build our crypto payment dash network, that was really grassroots driven. So we went out to restaurants, we really talked to the shop owners, and we explained them what this cryptocurrency is. Mm-hmm. And one of the major aha moments for me was when actually I realized the less I talk about crypto, the more I will get this merchant onboarded with Dash payments, because I started with a pitch saying, hey, you can submit this Dash, it's like Bitcoin, it's yours, there's no bank in between, blah, 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 right? And all these people looked at me, didn't really understand what was going on. And saying, hey, you can accept Dash just as another form of payment, like it's actually from a user and from the merchant perspective, very much like Alipay and like all these QR code payments are very popular here in Asia and in Thailand. So you guys obviously understood it. I think your brother know a little bit more about Bitcoin already. So that was one of our very early merchants. And since then, you're accepting Dash payments without any halt, without any break. And my understanding is also that this went very well. So there were many people really coming and eating with them. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it was exciting to see that some people came to eat to the restaurant, not even because of the food, but just because they wanted to experience the paying with their Dash, right? It was so valuable for them, and no one accepted it, right? So suddenly they had a place to say, hey, can I pay with Dash? And they actually could. So yeah, it was really cool to have that experience as well. That's what opened my eyes, of course.
For that experience, all my love out for the Dash users. You're awesome that you make that happen, because at the end of the day, it's the users that really make this ecosystem going. But secondly, yeah, I mean, this is probably the opposite example where somebody is nerdy enough to go to a restaurant because they enjoy the payment, so they kind of choose their food or their food options where they can pay with Dash. And I know for a fact that there are a lot of people who are doing that, but as you said, the masses are most likely somewhere else. And I have to agree with you. And this is really something I want to unwrap today a little bit with you. I mean, it's very hard what we are doing to explain, because it's very technical concepts, I guess. So we really, I think, as you said, we actually all want the best for our project, and we want to excite people. Obviously, we are excited with these technicalities, but there needs to be like the translation. So I guess, I mean, the human element is important, I would say. Why you think is that, or how does that break down?
Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, we may have the best blockchain in the world, but if humans aren't using it, who is, right? So it should be at the service of humanity. And I really mean it. Now that I understand more, I think it actually has the power to revolutionize humanity as whole, and it is doing it already, right? So first of all, because the users, end of the day, will be human, right? Second, because as humans, we are wired to emotions, we are wired to our intuition, we are wired to stories, and without those ones, it's only the analytical, intellectual mind what is working, what is deciding, what is doing all the analysis. But most of the times, we human beings, we tend to doubt ourselves very much, right? So when it's intuition, when it's emotion, when this kind of it makes a personal attachment to things, right? And you need that, especially at the beginning with blockchain. It's a bit complicated, right? Forget about DeFi and everything else that is happening. If you don't believe it first, if you don't buy it, if you don't buy into the story, if you don't become a player within that story, you will just try it as a fad and you will forget it. Like so many applications that we all download in the phone, we say, oh, this is fantastic. From the mind says it's fantastic. But you know what? I don't feel any emotion to it. I don't feel any attachment. So I never use it. So 1 year later, 2 years later, I just erase the app. So this is, I think, why it's so important to humanize the blockchain, to really explain to people what the technology is about, and to be, it's actually very, very simple. But in all honesty, it has taken me a long time to actually wrap up and understand truly the analogies of the digital and the real world.
So you say emotion and storytelling are definitely a big part where blockchain people should look into how that works and how they can utilize techniques in there to really better tell what they're doing and better explain what they're doing. Is that what you would recommend, or what is what you would recommend, like a new project that comes out, like how does that work? I mean, it's probably also difficult, but how do you approach that?
Well, the most difficult part is to get the owners of the project to understand that it's all about humans. It's not about technology. It's not about how good their contracts are. It's not good how fast transactions can be, like put on the block. It's not about even security. It's about like what is in it for the user. I think we all forget that. We all get so wrapped up in the idea of it's my project, right? Everyone thinks like it's my baby, but then, okay, it's your baby, but if you don't share him, if you don't make everyone love him, right, it's just going to be an annoying piece of meat crying. So I think that's the most difficult thing. And I have experienced a lot this that people I come across as a very negative person when I'm first approaching a project. But as long as I don't see the value, the real value proposition in human terms, I will just not keep going. And I know, am I blocking? Probably I am blocking the roadmap, the technical roadmap, right? The flow of tasks to be done. But I know that if we don't nail down a story that people can attach themselves to, that people can believe in, the project has very little chances of actual success. So that's my part, is being the difficult guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you the difficult guy to make us think about that. I totally agree. So user centricity and storytelling is what I took from that. I guess we have to jump on a quick break, and we will be here in a minute to unwrap more about this topic. See you in a minute.
Cool.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at CNETv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword.
And we are back with 30 minutes in Dash, 15 minutes are left, and I'm here with Clavital Kalba talking about the humanizing of blockchain language and blockchain marketing. Welcome back, Flavi. Perfect, yeah. So we just talked about user centricity. We talked about storytelling. One of the things I want to discuss, because it's also funny for me as a guy who did a lot in the blockchain marketing world, is that we are sometimes even forced to use different channels. I'm not aware of any industry in the world, for example, that is using Telegram and Discord so much. So obviously there are also very unique things in the blockchain world, which partly might be true because we are not allowed to do all kinds of ads on certain media, such as Facebook. It's always like a little bit of a problem for a blockchain project. So is there anything go ahead.
I understood only some parts. It's very choppy, man. They were talking about ways of marketing, right? Am I right? Telegram, Discord.
Exactly. I was asking you because blockchain marketing is sometimes a very different story than the marketing of, let's say, a Meta. So what do you think are some good things and some strengths in the blockchain space that you would use specifically for marketing? Is there any unique features in the blockchain and crypto space that you can leverage for marketing?
Yeah. If I misunderstood some parts of your question, I'm very sorry. It's just that I can make up like 20% of what you're saying. But I think it's about marketing, and this is something that we have discussed in the past, right? So I love how, have you ever seen a Bitcoin TV ad, right? Have you ever seen a billboard with Ethereum or a new DeFi projects? No. And a lot of that has to do precisely because regulations, right? Like people cannot talk of this. This is an industry. This is disrupting the financial world. It's making evident that so many things are so wrong. And the way things work because of the establishment, right? Protecting its interests for centuries, really. So I love how blockchain just said, okay, don't even consider, obviously, the mainstream ways, and let's just use Telegram. I mean, not WhatsApp, not Line, but because we are a lot of people are underground, or they're in countries where blockchain is it's evil, right? Then you have to go Telegram. I love it. And then you have to open your Discord, right? And then a lot of influencers we just came to exist because we were filling a void of the usual communications, not picking this kind of stories, right? So suddenly a whole marketing world and a whole way of doing marketing sprang out of the necessity, right? We are kind of like an underground movement that needs to make a lot of noise within very confined and dark limits, right? So we are like the new how do you say, like the new Christians, right? That we have to go to the catacombs, and we have to be to be there, to exist there, to thrive there, but within a very confined place. And we have managed, blockchain has managed to break all these things and just to create a new way of creating hype or informing, and it's just amazing how successful it has been. And it needs creativity. Most of all, you need creativity. It's not like you need zillions and zillions and zillions of dollars to have billboards and radio people talking about you and TV show. No, most of it you need creativity. And if you can drive what we talked, if you can drive the stories, then you can have 10, 20, 30, 50,000 people in your Telegram just waiting to be fed more information. So I love how blockchain, right, has not only revolutionized the industry, but I think it's creating industries out of thin air. So this is just exciting, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a bit of the continuation of what you said before. We need user stories, and then it actually doesn't matter. Do you tell this user story, and do you have a user-centric approach on Telegram, on Twitter, or on Facebook, I guess. just to summarize what you said. Maybe next questions. What do you think about all that? Hold on, I'm writing that. What do you think about all this new NFT craze going out there? I mean, I feel now we are at a tipping point of really bringing new people into the space, which are gamers, artists, musicians. Suddenly everybody's listening to what's going on. What's your take on that?
Well, you know, at first, and I just had an interview today with an influencer from Russia, and it was precisely on NFTs, right? And I just told him the same, right? I was like a late adopter. I am slow to understand things. So at the beginning, I was like, what are you talking about, NFT? First of all, I don't know why you guys managed to find the most difficult terms, you know, like non-fungible. I mean, there's like a million other ways to say, you know, non-fungible, but we had to choose those words, right? So that's like, oh my God. But actually, once you understand, the world is full of NFTs. Almost pretty much nature is NFT. If you really think about it, forget about the man-made stuff, because $1 is $1, right? So you can exchange, you can have this $1 coin and this dollar coin, and pretty much interchangeable. But I cannot interchange my kid with another kid, right? It's not, I have a baby. Oh, 1.5 years old. Oh, yeah. 10 kilograms. Oh, yeah. Male. Yeah. Okay, let's exchange them. You know, you can't. So that's what I love about NFTs. That once I understood, it's like everything in nature, pretty much everything that is really valuable for human beings, it's actually an NFT. Forget the T of token, but it's a non-fungible thing. So non-fungible tokens are just, it's nothing when they represent, at least, right, like things in the real world, they're nothing but a representation of something extremely unique to us, even something like I don't know, like everything. So, and the NFTs are just, they are changing the world. They are I think they are the one thing that is truly bridging the gap between the old internet and new internet into the analog or real world and the digital world. So I love them. And in the past, I honestly didn't understand them much, but I was super lucky to interview and in the Human and Machine, where I am a co-host, Yatsu, which is the chairman of Animoca. I mean, this guy is pretty much one of the main pioneers when it comes to NFTs. And I was asking him, bro, like, can you explain me why people buy $1 million rocks? You know, not even the real rock, but just an ugly, really ugly rock painted, right, like drawn. And he was like, you got to understand, first of all, humans need to belong. Humans need to have groups. They nurture, they thrive among groups. And I was like, okay, well, it's a very expensive group, but I do understand that. I mean, that's why you buy a Lamborghini, and you buy half the Lamborghini and half the friends, right? The community, they have Lamborghinis and are going to drive around once a month to meet, because that's the kind of people you want to hang out with, right? So that Lamborghini or that rock puts you in a very special position, in a very special group where you think you belong, and you belong. So that's one thing, right? The second part was I just forgot my line of thought, man. So, but for me, that's really the most important part. And oh yeah, the other one is that NFTs are actually, I believe that they are expanding the limits of human imagination. What the people in blockchain have come up in the last 3 years it just makes me crazy. Like, I just cannot understand. And it has been because this NFTs actually just open up our creativity and our understanding, the limits of creation, and people are pushing every single day, you know, to make those limits like wider and wider and wider. And as the human race, we only can benefit from that. So I feel it's a full revolution for NFTs, and I love it. Love it.
Great, but and very long answer. I totally understand. It's very hard to put that in 2 sentences. I would just like to add from my perspective, it's even more massive since we have discovered that NFTs are assets that bear value and that can generate essentially interest rates. So you can have an NFT and you can build business models on these questions. So I guess that goes in my last question to you, because we have 2 minutes to wrap it up here. A quick answer. What do you think? Do you like DeFi? What do you think about it? Where do you think it goes?
Well, I love DeFi. It's very difficult to use for an average person like me, but I love it. I love everything in the space. The thing I love the most is that it's just equalizing the field. You know what I mentioned before. It just gives access to financial tools and opportunities that were not for the average person. I mean, the idea of having an asset and wrapping an asset and lending the asset and then getting interest from the asset and then wrapping the asset and just putting it somewhere else to get more yields. That was only the mafia Wall Street could do, you know. And suddenly the average guy can get these amazing returns, right? They can actually like deposit some savings, some money, some crypto, and earn yields that they would never get otherwise in a bank, right? The banks now sometimes actually take money away from you. They have like negative interest, right? So this is something that is just making me crazy, happy, and excited. I love that it's creating, like I said, right, like all these new industries, right? All these new concepts, they are all based in DeFi, right? Blockchain and DeFi are creating jobs, they're creating opportunities around the world. And one thing I love is that it's creating opportunities for the people that need most these opportunities, not just for the super rich that always benefit from their own structures, right? Their own ways of doing things. This actually benefit to anyone. If you have $100, you can do something. And that's just incredible for me.
That's a fantastic final statement. I think that's really what it's all about. It's about people, and I hope this was the message of this episode. It's not blockchain for nothing. It's blockchain for people. It's blockchain for human interaction. Flavi, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you?
Oh, well, actually my Telegram, TLAHUI. That's my handle, and I'll be happy to hear from you guys, for sure.
Fantastic. Please reach out to this guy. He can answer a lot of questions for you and really help you making blockchain human. Thank you, Flavi, so much for being here. See you soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you very much, Felix. Thanks for having me, and I'm sorry if I said something wrong, but it's a bit difficult to understand. The connection is not the best, but thank you very much for having me. Thanks, Felix. It's wonderful to hang with you a few minutes, and thank you for your viewers.
Everything worked well. Thank you, everybody, for watching. See you next time in 30 Minutes and Dash. I'm Felix. Pleasure.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at cnetv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword.